Hey everyone, so building a house these days seems to get harder and harder with all of the options that we have right now. So in today's video, I thought I'd make some tips on how to start a new house in today's world because Bloxburg can be a little overwhelming, especially if you want to build a new house. So today, let's start by creating something. So the first and quite obvious tip, and this applies to everything you do, if you build a house, if you build something else, this applies to everything, and that is don't get overwhelmed by the detailing options. I know your house can look a little bit plain if you don't do a lot of detailing, but let's say you want to build a house. Don't go ahead and start with the tiny details that you want in the house unless you want to base your entire house off of that. But let's say you don't have anything yet. Don't start by, for example, making a custom something that you will add to your house later. For example, at the entrance of your house. Basic shapes are fun, but they're definitely something you use to detail your house with and not to start your house with in a way. So if that's something you want to do, make sure to keep those for last. And then the next tip is pick a style, pick some color options, pick some materials that you like, and I would limit myself to 3 of each. Of course, in children's bedrooms or in other bedrooms or bathrooms, you can use something else, but I would definitely limit myself to some materials and some textures, so that your house doesn't look like it has 50 styles attached to it. And I'm sorry if you hear a lot of mouse clicks, but I am clicking a lot. So usually for my houses, I use flint. I really like to use a green or a blue with the metal texture on it. So let's say this green, for example, I kind of like that one. But I also like to use that metal blue green depending on the house I want to go for. So right now I'm going for earth tones, so I'm going to stick to that. And then I also want to use dark stone gray. But as you can see, it's kind of washed out. So what I like to do is just experiment with different materials. For example, this metal material right here makes it look kind of black, but not really black. And then for my floors, I would love to use this herringbone wood. And I want to have some type of darker floor, but as you can see, since I'm using earth tones, it might be a quite dark house, or quite a dark house at least. Then I love these detail tiles, keeping them in medium stone gray just to add some lighter color to the build. And let's wait with the other materials. One thing I am going to do is use linen and then bricks, or maybe not linen, maybe hurricane gray, because that's a nice color to use as well. And then for a white color, I love to use a warmer type of gray. For example, oyster is really nice, but it's maybe a bit too pinkish for me. So then I either go for quill gray or lightstone gray. And those are my color options for this house. And I'm gonna try and stick to that as much as I can. And the style I want to go for is more so like a contemporary family type of house. So I'm gonna try and do that as well. And then next up, and I cannot recommend this enough, is using floorplans.com. It's storming outside, but using floorplans.com makes it really easy for you to build a house in Bloxburg. If you cannot do a layout yourself, and that also brings me to my next point, you can use floorplans.com and it will generate a layout for you. So for this build, I don't want to have it too big, so 2 bedrooms, 1 or 1.5 bathrooms on a single floor, and I do want a single garage as well. And the style I wanted to go for was more so like contemporary, so I kind of like the second house right here, clicking that open. And I will link this in the description as well. This site is super useful. If you scroll down on that house, you will get a whole floor plan that you can just copy on your build. And that also makes it really easy. I can see that the house is raised a little bit. So that's what we're gonna do as well. And talking about my next point, which I said before was layout first. It used to be pretty easy to build the outside of a house and then do the inside of a house. But because we have so many options now, it can get really hard to build the outside first and then do the inside. I mean, for some people it works, for me it definitely doesn't. And I had that with this house right here. I was so excited to build it. I had the whole idea planned out. I gathered some pictures of houses that I liked, and then I started building the outside. And now I'm completely stuck with the inside of this house, so quickly touring it around for you guys. So I built the shell of this house first, and then I wanted to do the inside, and I really started struggling with it. This is going to be the library. I still need to order these books, but as you can see, I am kind of stuck with this house. I've been building on it quite a bit on YouTube, but I'm really stuck with it. I cannot do the layout for it anymore. I wanted to have an open plan right here, but then I'm like, it doesn't really work out for me, so I'm getting kind of a little bit bored with this build, and I'm just leaving it behind a little bit because I do not know how to continue anymore. And so that is why I suggest to build the layout first first before you build the shell of the house, or at least for me, and I hope that I'm not alone in that, it works better if I have a layout and then do the interior instead of just building a house and then doing it. And now I forgot where I put the plot I was working on before, which is a pain, I admit. Okay, I got it. That's awesome. Anyway, so we have this floor plan right here, which, as you can see, it is raised a little bit. I'm not sure if I want to do that for this house. And it does seem to have 2 stories to it as well. That means a custom roof. So I think for this one, I'm just gonna build the bottom floor, ignore the top floor. Well, this is actually not, wait. Does this go underground? It says lower floor. Ah, so this is a basement. Okay, so it goes into a basement. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so to have some windows in our basement, we're probably going to have to lower the floor a little bit as well. That's very easily done. I was going to raise the house with basic shapes, but we don't need to do that. And then you just start kind of planning out what you see in the picture, basically in the floor plan. If you have your own floor plan, that is amazing. Some people have a really hard time with those. So it seems like they have 2 spaces for the door and then 5 spaces for the living room. This pops out, let's say 4 or 5 spaces maybe. And I'm getting very, very close to where I was building. Also, make sure to leave some room for a front yard. I didn't do that here, so I'm going to do that right now. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This seems about right. Then dragging outward. If you have a hard time deciding the space, and I feel like I went one wall too far here, you just copy kind of what's on the floor plan with the cheapest options that you have. So I see this bed, and then right next to it is a closet. So that means, or a closet, I mean a desk. So that means that we have 4 spaces to work with. So it seems like we're going to have to make the wall a little bit skinnier. Like so. The more I look at it, the more I'm like, this floor plan is a little bit weird. So this is supposed to be a closet at the entrance, and then the door goes here, which I am going to leave 2 spaces for actually, and then 3 spaces for the bathroom. And then behind that we have a big bedroom as well. So that kind of comes out for the closet space. I'm gonna leave 2 spaces again to enter the bedroom, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is supposed to be closet space. Now, the more you do this, the more you'll get good at like finding how much space you need from a floor plan. If you have a really hard time, I suggest you put the furniture out first and then place your walls around it. You don't want to have spaces that are too large or especially too tiny. And then for the kitchen, it seems like they use 4 blocks, but it is continuing right here. And then they use this space to go to the basement. That is such a weird layout. And this is kind of like a closet, or not a closet, but a hallway. Right. And then this is closet space. And so right now I'm just kind of like putting everything where I think it's supposed to go. I do kind of want a laundry in this house. So I might change out this closet at the entrance or put a laundry in the garage that the house has, which the garage is next to the house. So leaving 2 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, dragging that all the way to the back. And this is what they have for a garage. Whoops. So this is where they have their kitchen, it appears. And then right next to that, they have a living room. So the kitchen is gonna have to be a little bit smaller because of Bloxburg sizing. They do have quite a big living room though. And then this is basement space. So we're gonna have to keep that in mind as well. I think you need 3 blocks. We can make a custom staircase, but I'm not gonna do that in this example. So they kind of use this as like the staircase. Now, you don't need to add a basement to this house, but I feel like it could use one. Then this is a door. They have a door to the bathroom. They have a door to this bedroom right here, the kids' bedroom. And then the main bedroom as well is over here. So that kind of pans out. They have a dining table over here, kind of like in the middle of the room almost, which it is kind of close to the wall. I do not like this quite a bit. I'm gonna move it over. And you can always move stuff around. That's why you wait with the details until the end. Just kind of picking furniture that I generally like. And then for the living room, they use these triple couches. Kind of looks like the sophisticated couch actually. So this is what they seem to do for the living room. And then for the roof, it looks like they use a roof that is longer in the back than it it is in the front. We're gonna try and attempt that, but I feel like the house is longer than it is wide, so we might have to do a different type of roof. But the roof does pop out a little bit here. Yeah, the roof is going to be in a different direction. If you want to fix that, you can always use a slanted roof and then do your own custom thing with it, really. We need to find the middle of the house, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we need to be on 5. I mean, we can make the roof a little bit taller. And then do the same thing on the other side, just kind of connecting the pieces. I feel like I messed up. Press R on your keyboard. And as you can see, I forgot to resize my roof, so I have this gap. The front is definitely longer than the back. I don't know what I did there, but yeah, that is why you don't always have to copy a floor plan exactly. Oh, I think I know what I did. I forgot to include, yeah. Anyways. And I kind of wanted to have the same angle as the roof that I did before, but this isn't a roof tutorial video, so I'm not trying to spend too much time on this. I mean, it's something, you know? I don't know how I feel about it. Could have just done this, and it would have been better. But yeah, let me actually try that. Place an automatic roof. I don't know, kind of looks weird as well. I don't know. Let's just, yeah, let's keep this. We can always do the roof later, but this is kind of, anyways, this is kind of what you want to start off with. You can always do your own windows, your own doors. If you want to look at the floor plan and copy exactly what they did, you can do that as well. But this is kind of what you want to start with, just a general idea of what you want to your house. And so I'm kind of trying to copy this floor plan, or at least what they did, just to see what it would look like in the game. And then after you've done all of that, you can start thinking about custom furniture and custom tables and everything that you want to make. But I would suggest doing your entire layout first and actually finding a layout that works for you before you do anything else, because you can have a lot of custom stuff and then have no room in the house to make it fit. So you'll have to end up deleting it again, and then you get demotivated to actually do your build. So think it's important to do a layout first and make sure that you're happy with it before you add custom stuff to it. And then one thing I would suggest, I didn't do that with this house, but I still have a basement coming, is to leave one empty room. Just in case there's an update in the future with stuff that you like, you can make that room into that update room, or your just general trash room, basically. For example, if you want a makeup room from one of the previous updates, then you can add a makeup room to that. But I definitely suggest leaving one room empty, living in the house for a bit, making sure that you're happy with it before you start doing custom stuff to it. So let's check out what we built. It's going to be very, very dark inside. And so one thing I would personally do with basic shapes is probably recreate the staircase so that I have to use only 2 spaces instead of 3. But again, you want to have your layout done first and make sure that everything works. Just adding some lights so that we can at least see what we did. So this is the garage right next to the house with the kind of ugly roof, but we can fix that. The living room, so this is where everything media goes. Then this is your dining room, and I feel like I won't have enough room for the kitchen, even though I do have quite some space for it. This is the stair to the basement, and then this is the hallway with all of the bedrooms. So we have the kids' bedroom right here. Moving on, we have the bathroom, which is also quite spacious, and then the main bedroom over here. I definitely want sliding doors out here, but we'll see about that. So anyways, those are some tips I can give you on how to build a house in 2023. If you're easily getting overwhelmed, definitely start with something like this and just continue working on it, making it better. If there's something you don't like, you can easily remove it. If you do custom stuff first, then it's very easy to get overwhelmed with all of the options that you have. So it's important to keep level-headed and do something fun, I guess, and just have fun building. And yeah, if you don't like it, delete it. For example, my roof. Anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. I hope this video helped you. I know I've been a little chaotic, but anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button and please subscribe.